The day after the storm. What? What? Why you throw me off? What? These people can't hear me or something.
At the start,
Yeah,
your
that
voice
was
was
that.
gone. Now it's back.
All right. Big up everybody that joined us. This show is already starting with chaos. Liverpool dream is over. Liverpool club is finished, of course. And Arsenal are going to win the league, or that's the hope, because nobody's convinced that Man City will drop any points. LB is unwell. He is sick. He's ill, of course, whatever you can call it. So he
Ducking the
apologized.
pressure.
Said, what pressure, bro? There's no pressure on Man City, bro. This pressure is on Arsenal, on you.
Me and Rory with the Gegen pressed him together.
Yeah.
For what? For what?
Because
Listen,
pressure
people.
is now on Man City to deliver. Of course.
Yeah, if you're here now, guys, hit that like button. The target is 300 to 400 likes live. This is one of your favorite shows, of course. Hit that like button now. If you're watching this on the replay, hit that like button. It's underneath your live chat if you're watching us live. Otherwise, close the whatever comments you have in front of you and hit that like button. It's very important for the channel that you hit that like button. It's how we grow the community and get people, of course, to watch us to grow the community. This is football. Husam's channel in the description. Rory talks football 6:30 every day. Arsenal update in the description. And we're gonna leave LB and his second channel, More LB, in the description as well if you want to go and subscribe. And also Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag, if he plays style of play, he can stay at the club. And also there is news today that the players at Chelsea want Pochettino to stay. They're gonna write if they sack Pochettino. That is crazy to me, to be honest. After a 5-0 thrashing, this is the news. We'll talk about Liverpool. We'll touch on Arsenal, of course, thrashing of Chelsea, and what does it mean to them? And Kai Havertz unlocked.
Oh, sorry.
And
Before we start, did you just say the players want Pochettino to stay?
yes, it's actually
Who said
everywhere.
that?
It's everywhere, actually. It's on the
Can
Daily
you
Mail.
please just tell me a name of a journalist? Who's the most
I don't
famous?
know. There's no. Is this an article? I can actually tell you exactly
I cannot wait
who
to use
said
this
it.
against Lewis.
Hold
I
on.
really want to
I'm
use this
actually
against
gonna
Lewis.
tell you exactly who said it
So we
because
can use this against
it,
Lewis
it's
and Ziad. Let's
it's
go.
crazy. Actually, it's actually crazy that regardless of the result, they actually want him to stay, which is crazy. I'm gonna confirm it. It's just it's a couple of articles. If you type Chelsea, it will come up. It's definitely will come up for you.
Hey.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I want to start a little bit of Manchester United and this thing because I had this argument with Terry yesterday about this guy Willicks saying that asking the Man United to play a style of play and all the stuff. And I told Terry that I actually think this is a PR stunt. They are preparing the fans that if he has position for the next 2-3 games, he can stay because the managerial market is so shit. Right?
Mhm.
And he's like, no, I trust the people. As a Man United fan, he has to trust them, right? Because he has nothing else to hold on to. But I actually believe it's very strange with 5 games left for Manchester United, for one of the people that is in the board now that just been hired to come and say Eric Ten Hag needs to start playing style of play and all the stuff, or the club needs to build to have position and a position style of play. And I'm like, really? You're saying this now? 5 games left in the season? What are you preparing the fans for?
Can I start this one more because I feel like I have first-hand experience on managers right now because we need one. Rory obviously has Arteta. The club won't sack him, so I'm in a position where the club does need a new manager because the manager's leaving at the end of the season, right? The manager market stinks, Mo. I understand where some of these guys are coming from. Think about it. Liverpool Football Club are going to get Arne Slot. Can we everyone just take a deep breath and just listen to what I just said. Liverpool Football Club are going to get Arne Slot. And the option before that was Ruben Amorim, who is also linked to West Ham. The manager market absolutely stinks right now. So it's not like, if this was 5 years ago, we'd be sat here talking about Ancelotti after Everton, Conte, Mourinho, blah, blah, blah. You'd have had like about 4, 5, 6, 7 managers that you could take. Now the best option is a manager that Mo himself wanted out last year, which is Inzaghi probably, and he's not even fully like 100% available unless you triple his wages or something. And I don't even think a manager, in the ilk of Inzaghi would even fix Manchester United because they need a lot fixed. People need to understand to fix a football club, it's not simply just that you, because here's the thing, me, Rory, and Mo, we're not Chelsea fans. We're smart people. We realize it's not just get rid of the manager and everything's sunshine and rainbows, because it's not just a manager thing. You look at this current situation at Man United, they need to make a series and collection of smart decisions to be at the top again. Right transfers, right selling, right everything. Let's be honest, over the last 10 years, we've seen Man United buy players with like 50, 60, 70, 80 million and then go on and sell them for half the price or even lose them on a free. Paul Pogba being the best case scenario. I mean, if they wanted to make money on Pogba as an example, they sold him a year before instead of losing him for
I'm sorry,
nothing.
can I cut you off? So are you doing all of this to tell us that you're all right with Eric Ten Hag staying?
No,
or-
one second, calm down.
I'm
Calm
sorry.
down.
I'm sorry,
See, this is
Abdul, because all of what he's saying
what happens
is
when you interrupt.
leading to one
Calm down.
conclusion.
Calm
The
down.
guy is
Let me tell you.
very Man United
Yeah,
fan.
let me tell you, calm
Man
down.
United
So
is
anyway,
Eric Ten Hag is
so
good.
anyway, let me just
You
get
guys
back to
have
the
to
point
be
before I was
content.
rudely
And I'm
interrupted
like,
by the
what?
rude host Mo, guys. Like and subscribe for the rude host Mo. Back to to what I was saying. They need to make a series of right decisions to fix actually what's happening on the pitch. Selling properly, buying properly, getting the proper scouts. Man United have just been always getting the sexiest name on the market over the last 10 years. Falcao, Di Maria, Pogba, Lukaku, Sanchez, blah, blah, blah. They haven't been getting a player that actually fits what they're doing. Now, this is what Man United need. Man United need to sack Ten Hag for this reason, because he's the guy responsible. Meaning, I believe since Alex Ferguson, I don't think any manager at Man United has had this much transfer power. Even Mourinho, they didn't give him everything he wanted. Ten Hag has literally gotten every single thing he's wanted. He's gotten every single transfer. He's single-handedly picked these players. Even the Turkish backup goalkeeper, by the way, I thought like, okay, finally he's going out the box. It's no longer just Dutch players. And then I go and check the articles, and they were linked to him when he was at Ajax, like the Galatasaray goalkeeper. So I was like, this guy's just doing a friends and family project, and it's failed right on top of his face. So he's made these transfer decisions. He's bought these players. He hasn't stuck to a football moral or principle. Last season, I always go back to it. First two games, slapped by Brighton, slapped by Brentford, and he directly goes to park the bus football. And Man United fans thought it was okay because it got them top four in the short term, but long term it hurts you, because this season when he tried to get playing attacking football, it's a waste of time basically. So yeah, I think they should sack Ten Hag. The only thing I have to say is, on a real level, I don't know if the managers available right now are even better than Ten Hag. Think about this logically. Let's just genuinely be logical about this. We all agree here Ten Hag's crap. One of the worst managers in the league, all that's good stuff, perfect. However, you look at the manager market, sometimes the market dictates what you do. And if the manager market stinks, what can they do? Should they just go get Gareth Southgate just to please the masses?
That's the thing. That I agree about the manager market. Yesterday, Laporta and Barcelona spent the day on their knees convincing Xavi to stay at Barcelona. A manager
But
that
Liverpool
within the last,
should do the same.
but within, well, yeah, they should. But within the last 2 weeks, Xavi got knocked out of the Champions League by PSG and got beaten in El Clasico for the second time this season. And Barcelona are miles behind Real Madrid, who have Real Madrid themselves have been injury riddled all season. And Barcelona spent yesterday on their knees to keep Xavi. Barcelona don't do that if the manager market is even remotely good. But they look at it and they know there is no one out there.
Yeah, but Husam said last show on Thursday that Arteta should be sacked if he doesn't win the league. Yes. We remember, the world remember, Rory remembers.
Oh, can you
Arsenal
stop? Even Rory
in the
smiling because he
chat
knows you're
remembers.
lying.
Arsenal
Rory, what did I
fans
say? Did I not say
remember.
if you can get
The
Zidane?
world,
Did I not say
the
that? Be
North
honest.
remembers.
Yeah,
If you watch Game of Thrones, the
See,
North
even Rory is
remembers.
smiling. He just acknowledges as well.
Yeah.
I
The
said if you can
North
get Zidane, calm down.
remembers. Husam sat here trying to tell us threshold, and Arteta has this and Arteta that, and Zidane here.
I
and
said if you can get
that.
Zidane, Mo, stop lying.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Husam.
Yeah.
Anyway, to be honest, the problem with Manchester United now is that a lot of people now yesterday are praising Bruno Fernandes. And they're like, well, we can actually have, and some of them praised Harry Maguire. How people really, like, with one result against Sheffield, turn and start praising their players. I don't know why football fans have very short memories. Like, very short. It doesn't make any sense. Have they forgotten? And they think with a new manager they can do something. And some of them are saying, yeah, Graham Potter will fix it. Have you watched Graham Potter at Chelsea with pressure? Are you comparing Manchester United pressure to Chelsea pressure? It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And I actually think, and I'm not, listen, Man United fans, I don't like the majority of you. It's very obvious. And I've been very clear about this because you're an entitled fan base. I genuinely, and some of them are realistic, some of them know, but some of them really don't know. They only know the success, some Man United fans. They aren't used to the banter. They aren't used to the banter era. They aren't used to the failure, right? And I get it, right? Some Juventus fans, the young ones in Italy, they are like, why are we not winning the league? They're not used to this. They grow up, they think this is it. I have to win the league. My point about Manchester United is that they need to accept where they are at the current moment and need to start from scratch. The new board coming in. My problem is the new board is given the wrong signs. It's given the wrong signs on the pitch. Like as of now, I don't think they're gonna be ruthless because of what is happening in the managerial market. However, I think Arne Slot would have been better than Erik ten Hag, for example. At least he has a style of play. Someone different. Even if you think that Erik ten Hag had a style of play at Ajax, khalas, it's broken. It doesn't matter if he plays a style of play. Sometimes you'll have to stop and say, even if you play your style of play, it's done. It's broken. The relation is done with the fans. The relation is done with the players. Your players are not good enough. Move on. There is the Zerbi. Go get like not Thomas Frank, but get someone with a style of play. I actually think that Erik ten Hag should not stay at the job, no matter what happens, by the way. Even if they win the FA Cup. That's my opinion. It doesn't matter what they do till the end of the season. And he just should go. And it's just simple as that. And try to sell the players. Sell the likes of Rashford. Sell Maguire. Get more players. Maybe keep the Mainos. Maybe keep Hoyland. Keep Garnacho. You have Lisandro. Keep Diego Dallo. You don't need to sell all your players. You can have 5-6 players and build on them. Liverpool this season are starting with brand new midfield, right? Trent was injured. They got Conor Bradley. Kwanzaa played. Just do it. It's all right. It can happen. But this is for Manchester United. The problem is the club is in disarray, Manchester United. And the new board has to come in and they need to actually change the man. There is no like, let's keep the manager if he does something. He deserves another year. It's 4 games left in the season. I don't care if he beats Arsenal. I don't care if he beats Newcastle. Because again, you're gonna start the same way next season, in my opinion. Leaving Manchester United, and there is a news that's saying, and Husam, you would love this, Husam, but over 300 people here. Hit that like button, people. I know there's a couple of super chats. We'll stop to do all the super chats if you send them. We'll stop to do them. Hit that like button. I don't think we are even on 100 likes yet. It's about 370 now. We aren't even on 100 likes yet, which is absolutely embarrassing. Darwin Núñez style. Hit that like button. Darwin Núñez, Diaz style, flicks and tricks, but no output. Come on, guys. You can get us to the to at least 200 likes. Chelsea, Husam, they got smashed by Arsenal, but still the players are sticking by. The sources are saying, and I'm quoting an article, that they're all buying into Poch and what he's trying to do. The problem is Chelsea is not all his fault. Some of the players think he's the best manager in the business for them at the current moment, which aligns to what Husam has been saying. And I actually want to ask Rory this about Pochettino. Do you think he should be sacked? 5-0 in London Derby.
Yeah. I think at that point, you've had a bad season anyway, but a result like that is so humiliating for the club that it's one of them where you have to make a statement as the ownership that is just unacceptable. And it's actually probably quite worrying that players are coming out in support of him, because I think they are comfortable players. They are players on an 8-year contract who know that no matter how badly they perform, Pochettino won't call them out in the media. I'm not even convinced that Pochettino's that bothered about whether they win or lose. And the players aren't either. They've got 8-9-year contracts. They don't care about winning. I've never seen such a pathetic performance from a London club.
You were there. You were there. Yes.
Yeah. And honestly, I have never.
You were actually at the Emirates.
Yeah, he goes. He's a season ticket holder.
I go to every game.
Okay.
And I've seen Crystal Palace turned up and lost 5-0. Even they weren't as spineless as that Chelsea team were. The lack of leadership in the team, that for me comes from the manager fundamentally. There's no recovering from that. Like, I don't think you can, if the manager doesn't have it in him to instill that in the players, he never will. That's not about tactics. That's not about structuring your team or anything like that. That's simply about a manager getting his team up for London Derby. And if he can't do that, you know, it's one of the first things I remember Arteta did. We beat Liverpool in a game where they were far better than us, far better than us. And in the interview after the game, he admitted that we were nowhere near as good as them at football. But he said, at least for the first time in a while, we tried as hard as they did. And I just don't see that with this Chelsea team. And you look at the players that they've got. Don't get me wrong, I don't think there are many managers that can come in and change half of those players. But you have to make a statement after a loss like that. Again, the manager.
But why do you say the but though? That's the question to you, Rory. How do we acknowledge that the Chelsea players are a problem and still say the manager needs to go? That's the thing that I just don't get.
Because I still don't think that I still don't think that manager can get anything out of them. At least you can maybe, and I'm not even talking about bringing in an elite manager.
Who can?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I would say that at least if you bring in someone new, there's a chance that they are different. If that makes sense.
I disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree. The game against Arsenal should be an indicator that you're wrong, Rory. I'll tell you why. Think about it. This is the first time ever the Chelsea fans came out and actually said, like, yo, the players are actually crap. Let's think logically about this. If Liverpool and Arsenal are going for a league title, right? Imagine in January we went to Chelsea Football Club, tried to get a player to improve our squad or improve our starting 11 to play for us. The only players you could genuinely make an argument for is Gusto, Caicedo, and Palmer. Two of them didn't even play against Arsenal. So how am I supposed to sit up here and blame the manager? I've been very pro Poch from the start of the season. I've been defending him because I actually don't think the players are as good as we think. Because in our eyes and in our brains, when we think about these players, we think in terms of potential. Like we think, okay, maybe 3 years from now, maybe Caicedo might be the best DM in the world. He ain't that now, though. Gusto might be the best right back in the world 3 years from now. He ain't that now, though. That's the thing. So, like, I feel like all of this is, or the entirety of the team is built on potential. There is no here and now. If you want the perfect example, use your club as an example. The Declan Rice transfer. Declan Rice is young in terms of age, but experienced in terms of experience because he's been there in the Premier League, been there, done that, etc. So this is why these things make a difference. Chelsea have not bought a Declan Rice. Chelsea have not bought any players of that ilk. They've simply bought potential players over and over and over and over again. Fabio Vieira came on for Arsenal. Imagine 11 Fabio Vieiras. That's Chelsea. That's actually what Chelsea are. So that's why I don't think, I really don't think the manager is the issue.
I agree that the manager isn't the issue, but I look at a performance like that, and I just don't think that those players will even reach whatever potential they have under Pochettino. That's for me. And look, like I said, I don't have a solution. This is the issue that I think a lot of clubs have at the moment.
No solution.
I can identify the problem without having a solution.
There is no solution.
I said that yesterday. I'm with Rory. Sometimes, Husam, and you have to understand this. You support a big club. Context is out of the window, Habib. You lose 5-0, your biggest loss in a London derby, and you aren't going for anything. Like, I understand when Man United didn't sack Ten Hag yesterday, last season, even though I thought that the 7-0 was warranted a sack, they were still going for the top 4. What are Chelsea playing for now? Like, why? What's the season? Why they are playing the season now? My point about this is that sometimes the pride of a club, right, and the direction, right, khalas, there's no direction for this. I know Pochettino, you think Pochettino can turn it around, but khalas, your 5-0 loss against your London rivals, sack the guy, because sometimes it's just broken. There's no fix. Get somebody else.
Using our club. Why do you use our clubs as an
because I use my club, yeah. If my club lose to me,
let me tell you why that's
going
strong.
for a
let me tell you why that's strong before you continue.
I hope that you understand my point.
No, none of us here have experienced what Chelsea fans have experienced this season. You cannot use any club in history as a benchmark because this is the first ever footballing project where a guy comes in, spends 1 billion on kids on 8-year contracts. This has never happened before. You say it's unacceptable at Inter Milan that we lose 5-0 to AC Milan and we're in 10th place. Yeah, okay, but has Moratti or whatever the hell his name is, Moratti, I forgot his name. Is it acceptable? Has he ever came in and went like, you know what we're gonna do? Let me sell Eto, sell Samuel, sell Cordoba, sell every single Inter Milan player right now that's above 30. Go buy a bunch of under 24 players and go ahead, guys. Yalla, let's do it. We cannot stop using other clubs as a comparison. Oh, this happened at Inter, this happened at Arsenal, this happened at Liverpool. Forget all that, because the core problem is Todd Bowley, Iqbali, and the scouts who changed the culture of Chelsea. This was not a thing before.
We never disagreed with you. We never disagreed with you.
Okay, so by definition, don't use any other club as an example. Inter has never bought 50 under 20 players. They haven't. That's the issue.
Again, you're not understanding. There's no context in 5-0 loss to Arsenal, humiliating like this and being 10th in the league and being 9th.
There is a context.
Doesn't matter who you have. If I'm playing with the Primavera at Inter, right, the youth team, it's unacceptable to be 9th for Inter, no matter what the context is, no matter what the circumstances are, and lose 5-0 to my London rivals. And also, you are making it like these players are complete bums.
Yes,
they aren't, Husam. They aren't bums.
Name the player that started against Arsenal.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let me just explain to you. If I switch, okay, hold on. If I switch if I switch Chelsea players, right, with Luton players or with Crystal Palace players, right, I remove this, I put this here, I put this there, and I put at Chelsea Football Club, and you have a Pochettino, right? And you lose 5-0 to Arsenal, you're 9th in the league, the manager should be sacked. Just the jersey by itself, the kit by itself, Chelsea, warrants you different results. And also, I'm not going to tell you that Chelsea players are Crystal Palace players. The likes of Caicedo, Cucurella, I get what we're saying now in hindsight, he's a bad player, right? But he isn't bad to lose to Arsenal 5-0. Caicedo isn't bad to lose to Arsenal. Badiashile isn't bad to lose to Arsenal 5-0 and be 9th in the league.
Actually, he is. Because he lost to Liverpool by 4 and he lost to Wolves by 4. This is the thing, Mo, you're speaking off of
this season, right or wrong? This season,
Mo, you're speaking off of potential.
Hold on.
Not
is it this season?
Is
it this season? Hold on. Is it this season? All these results, they lost to Newcastle. But that is why I am freaking saying that he needs to get sacked.
Mo, you're in the back of your mind. The reason why you're saying all this is based on potential, not the player in the here and now.
No, but Caicedo here and now isn't losing to Arsenal.
Calm down. Stop thinking about what Badiashile could become. Think of Badiashile now.
Yeah, but Badiashile when Badiashile joined them, the first time he joined him, he wasn't terrible. He was good. He got
Can I prove my point right now to you? Rory, how old was Gabriel when you signed him? Magalash.
I want to say 21, 22, maybe.
How many mistakes did he make at the start?
A lot.
And now it's all gone, right?
Mostly.
How old is he?
26, I think.
Simo? Badiashile,
I am not. You don't understand.
One second, calm down. Because I like when I disprove your point, you want to interrupt.
I think
Gabriel Magalhaes, who's looked at, rightfully so, as one of the best centre-backs in the league this season. Rightfully so, I have no problem with that. At the start, used to make hella mistakes. Now, he's improved. He's gotten better based on experience, based on all that type of stuff. The problem at Chelsea is they have 21-year-old Gabriel Magalhaes at every single position on the pitch. That's the issue. You get it? So it's inexperience, crap. They need to develop. We're talking about Benoit Badiashile and Disasi and all these guys based on what they could become. Forget what they could become. Let's talk about them in the here and now. And actually, in the here and now, yes, they are a 5-0 loss to Arsenal team. What are we going based off, guys? What are we going based off? There's no Essien. There's no Lampard.
I think you're missing my point completely. I am not saying context. No, by the way, I'm just gonna tell you one thing, as always. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Arsenal fans wanted Arteta out in the beginning, right?
Yes.
You're not listening to my point. You didn't?
No.
Okay, Rory's different. Majority of Arsenal, can I say the majority of Arsenal fans, when they were losing games, wanted Arteta out. The people that I've spoken to. My point, Husam, is that sometimes you'll have not to look at context. And I get what you're saying. By the way, Pochettino might fix it if he gets better players next season. Yes. I'm not denying that. And I'm not saying Pochettino is a bad coach, because I actually defended Pochettino a lot. But I'm saying that there are some situations in life when, as a big club, you need to treat it differently. That's it.
But you're not acting like a big club to begin with when you've signed 200 kids. That's the
Bro,
thing, you
they
don't
signed £100 million players. They signed good players.
Yeah.
They signed potential, and also, by the way, you said that Caicedo will be better at Liverpool because he has experience around him. But
Yes.
together, I get what you're saying. Together,
But
go ahead.
what? Here's the thing, Husam. What should the expectation be of Chelsea and of Poch? What should Poch need to do to keep his job?
I actually think there is absolutely no reason for him to lose his job. I predicted Chelsea at the start to come 8th. They're just where I thought they would be. I don't think that this is not anything crazy because inexperience and youngsters and all that stuff gets you to this position. I never thought Chelsea were good enough to get top 4. I never thought Chelsea were good enough to compete in Europe. I never thought Chelsea were good enough to win any trophies because I recognize that this team seriously lacks experience, has sold every single experienced player they have, and all they've done is literally sign 500 kids. The reality is you're allowed to sign kids, you're allowed to sign players based on potential, just not all of them, though. Just not all of them, though. Arsenal couldn't last summer sign every single kid on the planet. They had to go sign Declan Rice with experience because you need that shit. The reason why Caicedo would have worked at Liverpool is as follows. I think even Rory would agree with this point. Caicedo walks into Liverpool. There's Virgil van Dijk.
I like it when you always say. I think Rory.
No, because he's actually shaking his head in agreement because I'm making a valid point.
Like he's making the agreement before. Like he's pressuring Rory to agree.
Okay, let me make my point. And if Rory doesn't agree, I'll apologize. Happy now? The reason why Caicedo would do better at Liverpool is he'd walk in and there's Virgil van Dijk and there's Trent and there's Konate and there's Salah and there's Alisson and there's players who have been there, done that, which eases his way into the team, which eases his life at Liverpool Football Club. Because there's a guy who goes like Virgil van Dijk. Okay, Caicedo, let me show you what it's like playing for Liverpool. Let me explain to you what we do here. Let me get you a house. Let me do everything. Like, he's ready, bro. Like, boom. Okay, Caicedo, now you've got your 1 year worth of Premier League experience, but now your life is made so much easier because of the players around you. Now, had Caicedo walked into Liverpool when we've had 11 Gravenbergs, it would have been a different scenario.
So last question I want to ask to everybody here. And listen, guys.
See, Rory agreed. You spent 5 minutes.
We have 600 people here, guys. We definitely can get 300 likes, guys. I'm going to ask the last question in the chat, right? And I'm going to ask Rory and Husam this before we move on to Arsenal and Liverpool and Manchester City.
Shit. I was having fun.
I'm being serious now, right? Chelsea actually, based on the reports, are actually not in a good financial place because of the new rules. I know Chelsea fans, I know you guys in the chat, some of you get triggered when we say that. Terry said it and he showed us the actual thing. Like Terry showed me the chart. They literally have to decrease their wage by 40%. And that cannot happen when you have players on 8-year contract. What are you going to do? You have to sell them and get even cheaper players. And experienced players wouldn't come and make 80K and 70K, by the way. Experienced players, because it's a last contract, they will ask for 200K, for 200K. Husam, the question to you.
Chelsea, you're asking me now again?
Yeah. And I'm asking you. You are the expert in Chelsea. You're the defender.
I'd rather have Pochettino than Slot, brother. If they want to sack him, I'll take him.
Oh my God, here we go. Pochettino next season. They keep him, but they don't sign a lot of players. What are the expectations should be next season for them?
Top 6 maximum. We need to genuinely just take a step back, guys, and just admit that the Chelsea players are just not good. Have we ever thought of this crazy idea? How about the Chelsea players are just not good? And how about we also acknowledge that Nkunku has been injured all year long, and Reece James has been injured all year long, and Ben Chilwell has been injured, and Cucurella has been injured, and Levi Colwell's injured. All these players are gone, bro. Like, my thing is, I'm not defending the guy for the sake of it. I'm simply looking at the context. Why the fuck am I defending a Chelsea guy? Liverpool fans hate Chelsea. I don't like Chelsea. Fuck Chelsea. I hope they get liquidated. You get me? It's not a club that I'm sat here like, oh my God, I feel really bad for Chelsea. I don't. Fuck them. I hope they never win anything ever the rest of my life. But the reality is we cannot blame the manager. They just need, and by the way, when I say experience, Mo, I'm not even talking about 30-year-olds. I'm talking about like at least sign a 26-year-old, bro. At least a 27-year-old, like a 25-year-old. They had an under 24 policy. Come on, man. Like, let's be real about what's happening at this Chelsea Football Club thing. And it's not just the manager. That's all I've ever said.
I mean, this is the difficulty, right? Because it's like, realistically, the people you have to hold accountable are the owners. Like, the owners came in with this insane idea that they thought would work, and it hasn't. Like, just factually, it hasn't worked. And even if they get 5th next season, and then the season after that they're competing for a title, well, that process would have been the same as Arsenal's in terms of the length it took to compete for a title. But they're meant to have fast-tracked it, right? They spent £1 billion to fast-track that process, and they failed. So, like, you have to hold the owners accountable, but it's not fun holding owners to accountable because we can't ask for an owner to be sacked or anything like that. So then we have to make it about managers and players. But you do look at it and you go, well, like, you can't really blame the players massively, because they just shouldn't have ever been bought all at the same time at their age with no experience. So they're not idiots. Like, they took an 8-year contract on crazy money that they hadn't earned really and had no right to be earning. They made sensible decisions. So then we end up sat here kind of saying, you know, who should get fired? But the issue is, if I'm a Chelsea fan, where do I vent? Where do I put my frustration? Where do I put my blame other than the owners?
Care freely with stream. It's open to a lot of people.
Yeah,
you can go there.
Todd Bowley. That's who you should want.
To be honest, it's about the direction of the purchases, right? We screamed and we had arguments with Chelsea fans. You need the 27th and the 28 years old, the leadership. You need not, and it's not. And they told us, but Raheem Sterling, no, you don't need the Raheem Sterlings. You need the Declan Rices. That even if it's 24, you need someone who's gonna lift the players. You need the guy who's gonna scream and yell on the pitch and wake up the players. Even the likes of.
So how do you both say this and then say Poch should go? How?
Because you don't understand that we hold Chelsea. I consider Chelsea a big club, and if Chelsea are gonna sit here and lose 5-0 to Arsenal, the manager should be sacked in the tunnel.
Yeah, but the players' quality is a quality of losing 5-0 to Arsenal.
I actually never argued your logic at all. Not here, not on the terrace, not on This Is Football, not on MHF. Never. Yes. I am saying I put Chelsea in a place where these results are unacceptable, no matter what the circumstances are. That you're thinking even, by the way, even for an interim manager, you hold 5 to Arsenal with that way, and you hold 4, and you are 9th in the league for months. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Mo, you're thinking of a different Chelsea. Once again, I'll say the same stuff. Stop thinking of the Chelsea with Abramovich. Stop thinking of the Chelsea with Essien, Lampard, Drogba, John Obi Mikel, all these.
We treat Chelsea as Fulham. That's what you want, as Fulham.
Because the ownership,
this is the expectations now. Husam told Chelsea fans, you are Fulham, you are Crystal Palace. You should be all right with these results.
Because the ownership has made them into a Fulham.
That's what you're telling Chelsea people.
My brother, the ownership has made them into a Fulham. That's the reality.
Can I ask you something?
Let's all okay. 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Just can you give me a second? I'm going to ask you a question and let you waffle. I'm going to ask you a question. Did you accept Liverpool?
So honest about this topic.
Okay, I know you are. I know you are convinced. And I know you are convinced with what you say. Did you accept when Liverpool had the Fabio Borini and the Balotelli that you can be 8 or can lose to Man United 5? If you had the Fabio Borini and the Balotellis and the Ricky Lamberts and the Danny Ings and the John Joe Shelby, did you accept at that time where you are? Were you all right? Were you all right with losing to Man United 5? Go answer.
Thank you. All the players that you mentioned were experienced players. You just said Ricky Lambert. Ricky Lambert was about 48 when we signed him. How can you compare that to Chelsea buying a bunch of kids? And Mo, it's not like you've met me for the first time. You know, I've been FSG out, never Klopp out for the longest. So, like, I've kept the same energy for my own club. People,
I didn't know you in 2012.
As Rory said, it's not sexy to talk about. It's not sexy to talk about the ownership, but it's really sexy to talk about the manager. Oh, Poch out, Poch out. Let's get rid of the Poch. You want to know the main problem, Mo? I'll tell you the main problem.
Mo,
Chelsea fans at the start of the season were saying Enzo Fernandez is better than Declan Rice. They were saying Caicedo is better than Declan Rice. They were saying, you know, we've got a DM pivot for the next 10 years. That's what Chelsea fans were saying. So Chelsea fans deluded you all into thinking that they actually have good players. Chelsea do not have good players, bro. They have players that need development and time. And we've given development and time players to the least patient fan base in the whole league. You get it? That's the problem. It's not a Poch problem. It's a recruitment problem, and a Todd Bowley problem, and an Iqbali problem, and a Stanley problem, and a Stewart problem. The smallest issue is Poch. And by the way, eventually when they do sack Pochettino, because they will sack him and they will fold, eventually when they do sack him and they get a new manager in and they're fucking shit again next season, I want apologies from the whole YouTube universe saying, Husam, you were right. It wasn't actually Poch. It wasn't actually Poch, Husam. I actually woke
No
up
one
and
said
the coffee
okay,
first time in my life and realized it's not actually Poch, Husam. It's actually the players are actually crap. They're all kids, bro. They're all kids who need time and nurturing and experience around them.
I don't know why you don't understand my point at all. I never sat here and said it's Pochettino.
Your context doesn't apply, Mo.
It does, because Liverpool at the same time, Liverpool, and I didn't know Liverpool fans, but I can guarantee you, it doesn't matter how bad it is, right? The players, you would not accept humiliating results like this and being ninth in the league. No matter what the results are, no matter who is wearing the kit of Liverpool or Arsenal or Man United, that is unacceptable. And it doesn't matter who wears the kit, right? Moving on. Are you gonna keep showing us your 6 Champions League trophies on the screen? Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Moving on to I want listen. If there's super chat related to okay, coach is not Chelsea's problem. Mo Hassan is right. His name is Husam Shaikh Otto, but we never said the coach is the problem, right? I didn't say the coach is the only problem. I believe that Pochettino is the least of the problems. Owners, direction of signings, inexperience, right? 8 years contract makes you complacent on the pitch. You're not playing a lot, right? But at the end, I cannot change the whole team. I can change one guy. And by the way, we cannot change the owners. That doesn't happen, right? The only guy that can be changed is this coach. You cannot change the whole team. It's very simple.
Also, I feel like a lot of the Chelsea fan base just don't like him anyway. It's not like he's got this real like underground support of Chelsea fans that really back the manager. I don't feel like there's a huge number of Chelsea fans that would really care if Pochettino went, which is just going to make the whole process a lot harder. Regardless of whether their results improve, I think even if they end up finishing 5th or 6th next season, Chelsea fans are not patient enough for the process that they need. And so Poch is going to go at some point. There is no way Chelsea get back to the top under Poch. So the question is, when do you get rid of him? Now, I would concede now is not a good time to get rid of any manager for reasons that we've already discussed. But I just feel like a lot of Chelsea fans really just already dislike him. And that's a bad place to be.
Okay. Thank you for the super sticker, Chelsea 1-on-1. Appreciate you. Appreciate supporting the channel. Gunnar Carlos, and never forget, leave Arsenal forever, Husam. Oh yeah, that's another thing. We're all Arsenal now.
100%.
100%. I am fully on Arsenal train now at the current moment.
Same.
Like it's like I'm wearing red. I'm cheering Havertz. I'm pushing Havertz player of the year. I'm doing all of this, bro. Now
I'm supporting Brighton again today. Let's go Brighton.
Thank you so much, Gunnar Carlos. Happy Danny Welbeck. Hands down, you're the league. Oh yeah, it's today or not. And speaking of Arsenal, that was something though, Rory. That was something. 5-0. Change of plans by Arteta. That was something. Is that the best performance you've seen from Arsenal in the recent years?
No,
not at all.
No, I actually, and this sounds silly, but I actually
it's just another day in the office. It's fine.
But I actually didn't think it was a brilliant performance from us. We conceded actually a fair bit more than we've conceded for the last few months. If Jackson wasn't a complete donkey, I think we'd have conceded at least once. So I do like 5-0 against Chelsea is obviously an incredible scoreline. And we did in some ways play a lot better than we have done recently. I think in an attacking sense, I think what Thomas Partey added, we've massively missed this season. But overall, 1-0 at half time, in some ways we were kind of lucky to get in at 1-0 in terms of the chances that we gave up. Second half, Chelsea collapsed. And we had our own chances.
Can I interject? It should have been 3-4-1.
Yeah. It
Kai
should. It
Havertz
should.
himself was a donkey in the first half. Literally, something was in his brain. I don't know what it was, but he completely fluffed his line 3 times in a row in front of the goal.
No, he did. Like the scoreline, it could have been 3-0 to us at halftime, but it could have been 1-0, like with the chances that we conceded. So it was a good performance. The squad needed it, I think. I think the big thing for this was that even after the Wolves game where we beat them, it was kind of it was against a very weak Wolves team, and we were like, it wasn't a brilliant performance. I think this was the confidence booster that we've just got to do that 4 more times. That's it, 4 times, and we're done for the season. So no, it was good. It was a good result. It was in terms of being at the ground and watching the Chelsea fans all leave when Kai Havertz scored. That was sensational. That was joyful.
Who do you play till now from the end of the season? Spurs United
away.
Spurs United.
Spurs away. Bournemouth at home. United away. Everton at home.
Okay, so the 2 home games obviously are quite easy. So it's just the 2 away games basically.
And I might live to regret saying this because I keep saying it. Old Trafford doesn't faze me at all. If we get out of the Spurs game with a win,
again,
if we get out of the Spurs game
with
a win,
Habibi.
There's someone clipping this right
down,
now.
Habibi, calm down.
Old Trafford
Don't jinx
does
it.
not bother me.
Don't jinx it, Rory. We're with you, bro.
I kept
Don't
telling
jinx
Husam this
Do
until
not jinx
the
it.
win. Habibi, just go.
We're on your side, Rory.
Please, we're
No,
together in
no,
this.
jinxes aren't a thing. I will always be honest. Manchester United does not bother me. Look at them. I'm not going to sit here and
them when
pretend.
they played Liverpool. We looked at
Yeah,
them.
but that's Liverpool.
Somehow
That's Liverpool.
ghosts came into the Liverpool squad, and somehow Gerrard inner soul went to Kwanzaa, and something happened in that game, and Man United got away with it.
Trust me.
You never know what will happen, bro.
No, we're smashing
trust
them at
you,
Old Trafford.
Rory, but I'm just saying,
Don't do that.
We're smashing them at Old Trafford.
It's just the stage.
And I'll have been the only Arsenal fan that will have been telling people that we're going to smash them because I don't believe in jinxes. So,
Tell the people.
Yeah.
There's people in the chat going like shit.
I want to ask a very important question.
Well, people in the chat just congratulating Man City already. They're like, oh, for fuck's sake, Rory.
Guys, like the video, guys. Like the video. We can get to about 400 likes. So almost at 700 people here. Husam keeps saying to everyone that Arsenal are very boring. Very, very boring. Can you elaborate, Husam? Can you tell me?
Yeah, I just don't think Arsenal are entertaining to watch. I think this thing has been blown out of proportion for no reason whatsoever. I think entertainment is subjective. I really don't think it's that deep. There's people that enjoy.
By the way, your words got to Twitter, and people are starting to repeat what you say on Twitter. The Arsenal are a boring team.
Say that again. Sorry.
People are actually starting to repeat what you say. The Arsenal are a boring team.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm influential. I will try to stop saying my opinions so people stop copying them. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Let me just. So why are you asking me then? I'll stop saying my opinion.
Because you need to explain it. I don't think there's an explanation.
I've already explained it. Look, first of all, let's just get to the bottom line. The bottom line is entertainment is subjective. There's many things that people find entertaining that others don't. Think about it as cinema. Some people go watch horror movies. Some people go watch comedy. Some people go watch action. It depends what you like, and you just go watch whatever you like, etc. So from my perspective, it's not an insult. I just don't find Arsenal entertaining to watch because Arsenal play Pep ball on the ball and Simeone ball off the ball. So I think that's a combination from hell in terms of entertainment. Now, Arsenal fans won't ever get it because obviously they're emotionally invested, and that's fine. That's like someone telling me Liverpool ain't entertaining. But it's different for me because I'm emotionally invested in the game. So I don't expect Arsenal fans to go like, you know what, Husam, you're right. Arsenal are boring. Of course not, because they're emotionally invested. But from my perspective, I find Arsenal boring for the reason that I said. I don't think it's insulting. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Entertainment is simply subjective. And yeah, I just don't I don't find the brand of football they play entertaining. It's really not that deep when you think about it, to be honest with you.
I disagree with it. I actually think they are way more direct than Manchester City.
And you can disagree with it. That's fine. Because entertainment...
I can explain then. I actually think they're way more direct than Manchester City. They have a meaningful position. They have a meaningful plan. And sometimes it doesn't work, going from the right side, that pass, and the third man run after the first pass by Saka or Ben White or something like this. It's a very direct way of playing football. I know that a lot of people say that they rely on set pieces, but actually they try so much to go down the line that then that's why they get a lot of corners, actually, because their players reach the byline inside the 18 a lot and in both flanks, especially when Martinelli's on it. Trossard reached the byline plenty of time against Chelsea. So did Saka. I think they're a very direct team. I think they try to reach the goal from the shortest path possible, other than Manchester City will try to kill us with passes until we die from boredom.
But have I ever said City are entertaining? I think they're boring.
No. I know that you think City are way more boring. And I actually think that Arsenal, for me, watching Arsenal, I get entertained because of the way they
and that's okay, Mo, because it's subjective. Why are you trying to make something out of nothing?
I am not. I really wanted to understand why do you think they're boring?
Entertainment is very subjective.
Yeah, but fine. I want but for you to say they are boring, that means okay. So when I say City are boring, I think they pass the ball a lot, right?
Yes.
In none, they just pass the ball a lot. People can say it's the opposition's fault that they drop very deep. You can say that. You can have that argument. Nice. Yeah, that's Jack Grealish. Pop, pass back. Pass back. Pop, pass back. And then he keeps position, and the fans are cheering, Jack. And then it's like, what did he do?
Very nice
Jack
guy
Grealish?
off the pitch.
Oh my God, he helps the poor. Like he doesn't help me. He doesn't help me. He helps the poor in England. Anyway, I think Arsenal are entertaining.
Do you, Husam? Is it because we don't concede much? Do you think it'd be more entertaining if we were more vulnerable at the back?
No, not really. Because for me, entertainment, once again, it's just a subjective conversation that I think people are just getting really sensitive about for no reason whatsoever. I think when I watch Arsenal, I'm not entertained as a neutral watching the game. And that's fine. Like, Arsenal don't owe me entertainment. Arsenal should win. That's what they should do. So it's not about Arsenal.
I agree.
Chances.
It doesn't matter if you're entertained.
100%. It doesn't matter. That's why I actually just told
again, it's the motto of Arsenal.
I literally just told Mo it doesn't matter if I'm entertained or not if they keep winning. I'm just saying from my perspective. And by the way, there's even an Arsenal fan in the chat right here, Herman. He says Arsenal are definitely boring, even from an Arsenal fan perspective. It's fine. Like, it's really, here's the thing. At the end of the day, football, Pep. I hate Pep. I actually hate Pep. I cannot stand that guy because he's made football this way. I like individual brilliance. I like to watch counterattacks. I like to watch shit like that. That's why I feel like certain games, when you're watching a team just like dominate 80% of the possession, pass left, pass right 100 times, I just don't find that entertaining. So it's not necessarily an Arsenal thing. I'd say the same thing about like the Pep teams, even that he had at Bayern or whatever. I've never ever watched a Pep Bayern team and gone like, man, this is an entertaining game to watch. No, it's not. It's attack versus defense, So, usually football used to be a lot different from when I was growing up watching the sport. And like, if I'm saying the entertaining teams in the league, obviously I'd say my team.
Bro,
I'd say
23
Brighton.
Years old, bro.
I'd say Brighton are entertaining. I'd say Spurs are entertaining. Entertainment, by the way, does not mean successful.
Brighton are entertaining. And
Brighton are definitely entertaining to watch.
Brighton with a centre back standing on the ball for like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
Brighton are entertaining because they're very aggressive when they attack.
But so those three teams are just vulnerable defensively. That's really the thing that the three of them have is that because all three attack in different ways, but the thing they have in common is that they're vulnerable defensively.
But the style is a lot more offensive, basically, is what I'm saying. That's all.
But I don't think it is. I just think the style of offense is different because you're vulnerable defensively. You said you like counterattacks, but you're free to counterattack more because you get attacked more yourselves. Because you don't dominate games.
I hear that. Obviously, Liverpool are weaker defensively than Arsenal. I've said that from the start of the season. But yeah, that could play a part in entertainment. That's why I don't think it's really that deep, to be honest with you. It's just subjective.
It's not. But do you think, Husam, what I said is outrageous when I said that if Arsenal win the league this season, they have a better starting point than Manchester City next season?
Better starting point than who, sorry?
Than City.
I don't think it's outrageous, but I think it depends if Pep stays or not. I mean, there were like rumors that Pep might leave, Pep might stay.
No, he's not leaving this season. He's staying until 2025.
No, but there are rumors that he might leave this summer.
He's under contract. Really?
Yeah, Yeah. Some were saying he might leave this summer, but I don't know how true it is, to be honest with you. But anyway,
And I
it
actually
depends.
really think that Arsenal are building something that can last for a long time. And I'm not working for Arsenal here. I'm saying because every time we think they're down, they stand up and win again. And they win
Build something that can last.
can last for 6-7 years.
Of course, because of the average age of the team and all that.
Exactly. And because of the way they buy players. Yes, they need some more players in the squad. But come on, if your
I
superstars are
agree with you.
24 and 23 years old and 22,
Maybe, but the problem is with City though, Mo, is as follows. When you say starting point, I feel like the transfer
market,
window
before the
extends
market.
as
Can I clarify before you go on?
regardless of the market.
Before they buy. Because I'm not sure if Arsenal will go and invest 200 million again.
That's a crazy statement, though.
Yeah, Habibi, but Arsenal might go and spend 200 million. If City spend 250 and Arsenal go get Timber back and spend 200 million, this is balance each other. If Arsenal go tomorrow, win the league,
No.
make a lot of money, make a new deal, and go spend 200 million, get a couple of superstars as well, get a Kimmich, for example, for cheap price, get a forward, and get another center back, that balances the thing. But people don't. People only want to talk about Man City signings. Oh, they're gonna sign Paqueta. But what if the other teams sign people as well? Yeah, because it's not only one way.
I understand what you're saying, Mo, but at the end
I'm
of
not
the day,
talking to you. I'm talking to City fans that get triggered every time I say something like this. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, the thing is, like, the transfers matter though in this conversation. They really do, because if City go sign like a Paqueta and a world-class player here and a world-class player there and blah blah blah, then no one is in a better position than them to win. So it depends. Like, you're making it independent of the transfer market, even though it is dependent, because transfers do make a difference. If City, bro, they go get Paqueta and get this guy and that guy and the other, then I don't know how anyone could be in a better
I'm gonna give you
position
3 names that Man City might sign. They might sign Guimaraes and Paqueta. And
Yes.
another, and then they have the new winger that is coming in. Okay, Rory, enlighten us. Yes, whatever. Rory, enlighten us about Arsenal. Go ahead.
I think we need. I think we need a capable backup for Bukayo Saka. I think we need the long-term partner for Declan Rice, and I think we need a clinical striker. And I think we'll get all of them. I think we're going to spend a lot of money this summer, by the way. A lot of, David Ornstein, who's usually the most accurate, has been saying for a long time that Arsenal are planning to go big this summer. We'll make a lot of money from players that we sell, and we should have 150 million to spend before we even make those sales. So I think we're going to go big. And I do think you could look at it. If Arsenal won the league this season, it would mean that effectively all Man City had won, presumably, would be an FA Cup. You look at the treble winning side, and they're at the point of losing. They already lost Gundogan and Mahrez, and then they're going to be at the point of, I think Walker's on the verge of needing replacing, might leave anyway. Bernardo, even Kevin De Bruyne. I feel like Arsenal are building on top of what we already have, whereas City will need to spend a lot of their money replacing what was so good for them. So I can understand what Mo's saying. I definitely don't think it's a crazy thing to say that we would be in a better position. And I look at someone like Jurrien Timber coming back, who's going to be a massive, massive boost for us at left back. It'd be interesting to see if we do keep Thomas Partey or if we just sell him and replace him. But
very well, but come on, we're not going to sit here and do the same thing again. You aren't going to rely on him again next season, and it happens again. Like,
I agree.
He really unleashed Odegaard and Declan Rice last game, but come on, we're not going to sit here and say, well, if he stays fit next season, comes for second game of the season next season, Thomas Partey's in the hospital, we see him in May or in March. I don't think Arsenal should do this for the sake of the fans' insanity, to be honest.
I agree. But if you say this summer, City have to go out and replace Walker and find someone that can do the same sort of thing that Walker has done for the last however many years, they've got to replace potentially Grealish, who's maybe moving on, Bernardo.
What?
Grealish is moving on.
What?
What?
That's been rumored for a while. I was on a stream I can't remember when I was on a stream, but Grealish potentially moving actually back to Aston Villa, but certainly looking at moving on potentially.
Shit. I won't be able to slander him because he's going to go back to play good.
Now he did learn how to dribble again.
Yeah. So if they have to replace those players, and then you're looking at a squad that is relatively inexperienced in terms of winning things against a team that's just won the league and has built on it. So, look, we'll see.
I'm with
I
you,
mean,
Rory, but the problem is they spend a lot of money though, and they could spend money on a like experienced world-class player too. That's the issue though. Like that's
They
where
could.
I have to just wait.
Can I
basically.
add something? They're talking about getting Guimaraes for like 70 million.
Guimaraes is a very good signing, bro. I don't know why you act like
But
that's a bad signing.
that's what when me and you disagree though. But Guimaraes is, and they're saying we're gonna spend 70 million for a backup player for Rodri. That's a waste of
Yeah?
a 70 million. That's a
Who's
waste of a
70
70
million
million.
backup for Rodri?
Guimaraes. They're saying
No, I think
Guimaraes.
Guimaraes would start for City.
You don't think? I don't like Guimaraes. You like?
I like
Guimaraes.
him. I think he'd start
And-
for City. It would be
Again,
Rodri,
versus
Bruno, and
who?
Paqueta midfield.
Rodri, Guimaraes, and Paqueta midfield.
Yeah.
That's a very
Well,
defensive
no.
midfield. What? That's a
Surely-
stinky midfield.
Surely Foden stays central. Like long term, surely Foden is the central.
They have two
think Foden
defensive
goes right
midfielders,
wing.
Husam. You want City to play with two defensive midfielders?
I
Pep
think so.
Guardiola.
I think Foden goes right wing. I think they give Paqueta the freedom. They have to move on from KDB. That's probably what they're looking at, step by step.
Yeah, but surely Rodri, Paqueta, Foden.
Yes,
I think
definitely
Foden
what he's
plays right
saying.
wing.
Definitely what Rory's saying. Not,
I think Foden plays right wing, and I think Pep has had enough of his left wingers. He's probably going to go Savio in there.
bro, Doku's gonna play left wing next season.
Pep don't like Doku.
Okay,
Pep
I
loves
actually wouldn't be shocked if Doku gets like loaned out or some shit this summer. I don't know what
Doku.
you're talking about. Yeah, Pep don't like Doku, bro.
It's the only exciting player they have.
You're talking about entertainment now, not what
the
Pep
only
likes and doesn't
The
like.
only one that makes things happen.
We're talking about what Pep likes, Mo.
I
But
actually
imagine.
think, go ahead.
Sorry, imagine Husam, you're right, and that okay. So you think that next season they'd line up with Rodri, Bruno, Paqueta, Foden, Savio, and Haaland.
Yeah.
That's a
Does
shit.
that
I'm
look-
sorry, that's
does-
not a. That's it.
A, I don't even think that's very good. But
I don't
B,
think so.
does that look better going at the start of next season? Does that look more promising than Arsenal if they've just added a partner for Declan Rice to what we already have?
Yeah, but it depends once again who Arsenal adds. If you add Zubimendi, I don't rate Zubimendi.
No.
Kimmich.
Yeah, Kimmich.
See, now you're talking. Now it's different.
Oh, they are linked to Kimmich. I'm not
But,
getting this out of
no,
my ass.
you know what it is, Rory.
I'm
Me
not
and you
getting
have
it.
convinced Mo
If
that
Man
the
City go
transfers
for
matter.
Paqueta and
We've just
Bruno,
indirectly convinced Mo that the transfers matter because as soon as he said Kimmich,
I mean,
his
no, I
eyes
know,
lit
I
up.
know. No, I said the starting point is before the transfer because you know that transfer market is a massive thing in how you play your season. Like your signings make massive difference in how your season go.
Yeah,
You
I'm with
said
you.
you freaking sign one forward, you think you'll win the league.
What, this January? Yeah,
You
we
said
signed
that.
Ivan Toney. I think
So
we
that's
will.
how the transfers really affect how you play football.
Yeah, but you're saying right now, obviously Arsenal have a younger team and are in this position, so they have a good starting point, which is better than Man City. But if you're talking about when you have to buy players, it changes because also City are capable of buying world-class players. I'll give you a very quick example. A new manager comes in at Real Madrid or whatever. Ancelotti stays at Real Madrid as an example.
Yeah.
Ancelotti stays at Real Madrid. You know, they buy a new midfielder and they go like, Chouameni, we know you're surplus to requirements. City buy him. Now what we doing? So that's why we have to wait. Let's just, I'm with you, but let me just wait for the transfers first. I don't know who the hell is going to buy who. And remember, there's the Euros as well. That's another thing, Mo.
Yeah,
So that could affect
we'll find players out of nowhere being like 50, 70, 80
I'm with
million.
you. I'm with you. I'm just saying transfers matter when it comes to starting point conversations. They really do matter. I cannot ignore them. I can't. What if Arsenal sign bad players? What if City sign bad players? What if Arsenal sign good players? What if City sign good players? I don't know. We have to wait for transfers, bro. If Arsenal get Kimmich, then this whole conversation changes. If Arsenal get Zubimendi, this conversation changes. If Arsenal get Ivan Toney or like, you know, versus, I don't know, they signed Darwin Nunez, it's a different conversation. Like, I'm just saying as an example, you know, it's just an example. Like good versus bad, basically.
Yeah.
We'd have never sat here and thought that Kai Havertz is better than Darwin Núñez as a signing. Can you guys imagine?
I don't know why you think that's a crazy opinion.
No. I thought in hindsight now, but we have never thought that would say that because, by the way, both are actually similar price, £65 million, right?
Mm.
Kai Havertz
Does
is
Havertz
a
actually
way
have more
superior signing than Darwin Núñez. Like,
Yeah.
even though I slagged Kai Havertz a lot when he played in the left center midfielder, now Kai Havertz being a striker now, it doesn't matter if he's a donkey in the first half or he misses chances. At the end, the guy gets you output. He literally converted half his chances last game. That's a big
Havertz
ratio.
has as many goals as Nunez. Nunez
Yes.
has about 30 big chances missed, and Havertz spent the first 4 months of the season in midfield.
Playing left
This is
center
crazy.
mid. By the way,
This is crazy.
even though I slag Havertz a lot, at the end, Kai Havertz lately have been converting 50% of his chances. You offer him 4 chances, he scores 2 goals. You offer him 3, he scores 1 or scores 2. Lately, he has been doing this. And I don't know where Arteta found like this form. I have no idea. But anyway, it is what it is. But still, Arsenal fans sit here and say we need a striker. So what is he gonna do? The last thing about Arsenal, what is Havertz gonna do next season? If
I think
you get a striker bench.
Not always. I feel like he's just a very versatile player. To the point where I could even see him. I could see times where we even, and people won't like it, but where we drop him back into the midfield again. And it'll be all right. There have been times where he's been all right out of the midfield. Like, it's coincided that he's massively grown in confidence whilst playing through the middle. If you take the high confidence Havertz and put him back into midfield again, I think he'd be better than the midfielder Havertz that we saw already. But also, it's about depth. If Kai Havertz gets injured, then we have to go back to relying on Jesus. And Jesus right now is not a player that we can rely on, in my opinion, if we want to compete for the title. So I look at it and I say, actually, the beneficial thing is we can buy a striker this summer and they don't have to come into the starting lineup on the first game of the season and play every game because we've spent big on a striker. So I actually think that leaves us in a position where we can bring a striker in and give them time to develop with the team.
Guys, we have 800 people here and we aren't even on 300 likes. Guys, the conversion rate is Darwin Núñez level. At least be Havertz.
Wow,
50%.
that's not Darwin Núñez level.
The Darwin Núñez 30%.
Don't disrespect your audience.
Darwin Núñez is 30% or less.
No,
Kai
Darwin
Havertz
Núñez
is
is 1 out of 8.
Guys, we need 400 likes. Come on, the like button underneath the live chat. Moving on to Liverpool. Right? But also, let me just do the super chats. Jesus Christ, whatever. I can't stand this type of Arsenal fans. He means Rory. Haven't we learned nothing from last year? Be humble and let's take a
I told you as soon as you said you'll beat United, everyone got rattled. I told you.
I'm humble. I'm very humble. I just think that we slap up United at Old Trafford.
He said it again. He just said it again. Stop, Rory. We need you to win the league. Stop.
I'm humble. I'm a humble man. It's United.
Kelvin is saying, big up, guys. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I prefer Arsenal to win the Premier League. We all with you, Habibi. Over City, Pep just run his mouth on players, tired, but over the years, Chelsea challenged for everything and no excuse of being tired. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Chelsea used to challenge for everything. Pep just likes to complain. So is Jurgen Klopp. He likes to complain. Arteta doesn't. He complains about the referees, though. He doesn't complain about the number of games.
You're so full of shit, Mo.
All good managers is the whiner. Jurgen Klopp is the whiner of this league.
That's
Bro,
true.
Husam, Jurgen Klopp whines a lot. And you aren't convincing me otherwise.
And it feeds off onto his players, by the way. Van Dijk moaned constantly yesterday. Even in the post-match interview yesterday, Van Dijk mentioned that you've got a 12:30 kickoff 4 times.
Why is a player mentioning this? It doesn't make any sense.
Every single time he mentioned the next game, every single time, 12:30. Lunchtime kickoff, 12:30. No one cares. But Jurgen Klopp has instilled this weak mentality, even into his captain.
AMT saying, mention one team at least play good football. Husam mentioned 3.
I said it already.
I actually think Aston Villa play very good football. Aston Villa play good football.
Sometimes.
Well, not everybody plays very good football. Liverpool play the most entertaining football. If you are a neutral and you want to watch football games, go watch Liverpool. Ping pong football, wide open defenses, 3-on-3, 2-on-2 the majority of the game. So go, like crossbars, corners, like everything happens in these games. Liverpool.
Chances missed.
Yeah, Herman. Oh, that's the funny part. The biggest fear I have for Arsenal's future is that if we don't win any major honors soon, our best players, we may want to leave in the coming years. I said that, Herman. Arsenal to win in 2 years, Bukayo Saka, move on. Move on for your future, for your sanity. Move on. I get you, Herman. Absolutely. You have to win something.
You know,
Go ahead.
I agree to an extent, unless the team that keeps winning everything is Man City. In which case, okay, other than moving abroad, which someone like Saka may or may not choose to do, if City are the only team that keep winning things, then City is your only option to move to. City can only have a squad.
There is Real Madrid, there is Barcelona, there is.
No, of course, I'm saying they could choose to move abroad, but if they want to stay in the Premier League, which many of them do, I don't see them going anywhere.
I actually think Saka would fit La Liga. The way he moves stuff. I
Barcelona.
think Barcelona, even Real Madrid, right winger.
Bro, Barcelona have Rafinha on the right wing. Of course they would take Saka.
No, they have Lamine Yamal, Habibi.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Would he start over Lamine Yamal? That's the question. I don't think he would start over Lamine Yamal.
The next big thing, bro. That guy's 16 and played like 500 games.
Bro, he plays like 25 years old, the way he plays football. Like, he holds the ball, he passes when he needs to pass. It's crazy. Why are you slot in, Husam? Oh, Liverpool.
Yes. You have to watch the video later on, Andrew. I'm literally live after this. I'll explain to you the slot situation.
Yes, he's going to talk about the manager. The game yesterday, and Husam explained it. We had the MHF yesterday. Rory, why are Liverpool shit? Why they're shit? Why they are shit? Why they are shit? And also, guys, shameless plug. 500 subs from 30K. Husam is. He's 500 subs from 30K. This is football in the chat. Very simple. Doesn't cost you a penny. If you haven't subscribed to Husam, go. Subscribe now. In the description, you click one click. It's called This is Football. You click on it, you subscribe. And Rory, how many subs are you on, Rory, actually?
I literally just hit 10K yesterday. So.
Wow.
Let's go.
Oh, congratulations.
10K.
That's
well
fantastic. Great.
Appreciate it.
Rory really talks football in the, big up for the hard work daily.
Yeah.
Why are Liverpool shit, Rory?
They're not. They've just run out of gas. They've run out of gas. They've run out of ideas, and they've run out of players that can score goals. I think losing Jota again was incredibly unfortunate, but he is a player that you can't rely on to play for even half a full season. And ultimately, I just think that, look, realistically, a lot of us for a long time said Liverpool weren't sustainable. And when we were saying that and they were top of the league, we got a lot of abuse for it. And now that they're not going to win the league, lots of them, including Jamie Carragher, have turned around and said, well, we overachieved and we were never going to win the league this season, and basically has admitted that they weren't sustainable. So that was it. Liverpool were the third best team all season. The results might not have reflected that, but Liverpool were the third best team all season. And eventually, especially at the end of the season when those players are tired, the table speaks for itself. So it is what it is.
It was 5 games left for them to go and win every game.
Yeah.
When I told you this 5 games ago, you didn't want to listen. Now
you keep telling this theme from January, Habibi. Me and you from freaking
Liverpool
December.
have the easiest run-in. They're the favorites.
You bottled it. You definitely bottled it. You didn't. The game against Everton, you had 50,000 chances to finish the game. Against Crystal Palace, you had 50,000 chances to kill the game. It's not my fault that some of your players are just turned into donkeys in front of the goals. That's not my fault, Habibi.
Who told you that's
not my fault.
Why is Who told you that 5 games ago?
But they were scoring goals. So why?
This guy thought I'm favorite to win the league when I employ Nunez and Diaz.
Can I ask you something?
Why He's gonna get rattled now. Watch more start screaming.
Why now?
Scream. Scream to prove my point even further right. You thought I was gonna win the league with Nunez and Diaz. Did you wake up finally?
Why did they turn into donkeys now? Why not? Why not in January? Why not when you were winning games?
Donkeys now. Who?
Okay, I'm gonna explain to you.
So you don't think Nunez has been a donkey all
year? Let me speak on my channel, You're going to your channel later. We're gonna have a shit later.
Fully rattled them. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. Why they turn into donkeys now? It's because they ran out of steam. It's because your coach, something happened. Because they were scoring goals. You were top of the league by 5 points for the majority of the season. Okay, for 30 games, you were top of the league. Am I wrong? 30 until game week 30, Liverpool top of the table. Am I wrong here? I'm not wrong. So if I'm going to have a sample size of 30 games, I have the right to say, right, it's Yeah, if the football is not sustainable, but you're winning the games, you're top of the Premier League. You by the way, your forwards are scoring goals. Why did they turn into donkeys today? Why did they choose end of the season? Why? Why 5 games? Why not in game week 25? Why not in game week 26? Why did you win a lot of games and then suddenly they turned into shit? Why? Give me the explanation. Give me. Tfaddal, Habibi. Go. Give me the explanation before you go.
Luis Diaz has 10 assists in his entire Liverpool career. Darwin Nunez has been missing chances from the start of the season. You get it? First of all, we cannot be running sustainable stuff in April, May, and March. It has nothing to do with sustainability.
Thank you so much. That's my point.
It's not sustainability. It's not sustainability. It's simply players not turning up. Mo Salah was carrying this team from a forward line perspective alongside Jota. Jota then proceeded to get injured for 2 months. Salah came back, but after his injury, he's not the same player. And even with him not being the same player, he's still creating these players these chances. I mean, let's look at the game yesterday. The two most dangerous chances, the Diaz chance and the Nunez chance. One Salah initiated, one Salah created. Simple as, like, no exaggeration. Both of these things happen. Nunez missed the tap-in, Diaz missed the other tap-in. So, like, it's just like, bro, this is who they are. This is who they've been the whole year. Like, Diaz had like 2 good games at the start and he's been shit. And Nunez had like the game against Newcastle where he scored twice. I'm like, oh, finally he's gonna turn into something, and then he's crap again. So yeah, I've never
It's
rated
just
these
luck
two.
that it went. That it's just
These two
luck.
players, no, they've been
Now.
crap all year. I've literally just given you the explanation, Mo, and you keep shouting. Salah and Jota are the reason why this forward line has any goals whatsoever. You get it? It's literally
Jota
Salah
played
and
like
Jota.
5 games all season.
Who?
Jota like played 5 games this season.
Jota played 5 games.
Exaggeration, of course, but you get my
Let me
point.
check how many games Jota
Probably like
played.
15 games, 12 games, 15 games max.
He's played 10 games.
Yani, I'm not even far. I'm not even far
He's played
from
10
the
games.
reality. I just went exaggeration.
Sorry, he
And
played
I'm not
21
even
games.
far.
21. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong number. 21
طيب,
games.
خلاص.
21
Not
games,
the
scored
point,
10
Husam.
goals.
Not the point. My point
A
is
goal every 2 games.
there is a
basically.
reason. There is a reason why these players lately have been missing even more chances than what they have been missing, and the club has been conceding way more than before. Somehow something happened. Is it
I don't
Jurgen
think
Klopp
anything happened
coming to an end?
necessarily. I think
Is it
players
Xabi
just-
Alonso? Okay, is it Xabi Alonso announcing that he's not joining Liverpool?
No, I don't
that
think so.
is the news that Xabi Alonso isn't joining? Are players worried
No, I
about
don't
their
think so.
future? Are
I
players
don't
worried
think it has
about their
anything to do
next
with Xabi
manager?
Alonso. It has nothing to do with Xabi Alonso.
Anyway,
The players are just
I know
not
you
good
have
enough.
to go.
Maybe some of the players have stopped auditioning. Maybe before they were auditioning for a manager that they were excited by, and they're not excited by Arne Slot, and they know that they might not be there next season, and they
How
don't
dare
really
you
care if
disrespect Matt Ten
they
Hag?
audition for him. One thing I would say: do you think people look back on the Klopp era and say every single time he was in a title race, he lost?
No. I don't
I don't think
that's how
anybody
we-
looks at it this way. You look at it different way, Rory, at all. You look at it even worse. 1 league title in 9 years. And
Don't you get bored of saying the same stuff over and over again, guys?
I do.
How many shows in a row?
One
this
league
is my
title in
third-
9. 1 league title in 9 years.
This is my 3rd show with Rory in the last 3 Thursdays that you have said the same exact sentence.
1 league title in 9 years.
At the
Yeah,
first
but
time,
now-
the
but now
first
it's
time
another
Rory
one.
laughed, the second time Rory smiled, now Rory smirked. Next
By
time
the
he
way,
just-
I'm not the one who said it. He's the one who said it, not me.
No, look.
He's the one. He's
at the
he's
end
the
of the
one.
day,
Why are you putting it on me? Rory's the one who started with the shameless stuff and say that he's a Jurgen Klopp is a bottler. Not Mo.
I did not say he's a bottler. I did not say he's a bottler.
Rory,
I said-
what you said is literally means that and not even indirectly, directly. You literally said this. You
But I
said
didn't say it.
you didn't say the
I
word.
think we
You
bottled
didn't
it
say
one
the
time.
word, but you said
The
every
ti-
time
the
he's in a
time
title
we-
race, he lost it.
But
Okay, I'll tell
factually,
you the
every
time we
time there was a
bottled it.
title race, they lost.
Okay, I'll tell you the time that we bottled it. We bottled it in 18-19. That's the only time we bottled it because we were 10 points ahead. In the quadruple charge season, we were 16 points behind Manchester City, 14 points behind them. So we had to chase them back.
Okay.
It took us way too long to actually wake up to begin with. So that wasn't really a race. We were just relying on City to drop fucking points. That's the problem. And this season, it's the same thing. I don't think this team is good enough to win the league. I've been saying it since August. So my energy hasn't changed. I said at the start of the season, Arsenal will win the league. I believe either Arsenal or City will win the league. I don't know. I don't think City will drop points though. That's the problem. You know, we're just being logical with the run-in that they have. City, it's quite an easy run-in.
I will apologize at the end of the season if they win every game to you. We said that. We had that.
Yeah, and you said you will
Public.
apologize if Liverpool.
I told you. No. I told you.
Where's my apology?
If City win every game from now until the end of the season, I will apologize to you. I said that because I believe that City will drop points somewhere. I hope it's today though.
Thing is, it's not about like us not delivering in a title race from a managerial perspective. Because if I look at the games that we've dropped points in this season, Manchester City, more possession, more domination, more chances, missed all the chances. Manchester United could have been 5-0 up in the first half. That's not on Klopp. I keep the same energy for Chelsea, for Liverpool, for all the clubs. At the end of the day, the manager's job is to put the team in a position to win. He's doing it in his own style. We are in a position to win, but the players are not delivering. Like if I bring in 19-20 Sadio Mane, 18-19 Firmino into this team's a league champion. That's the reality because we have dominated games. We have destroyed teams. We just keep missing chances. Even yesterday, by the way, when it was 0-0, Nunez tap and missed, Diaz tap and missed.
If Arsenal had Henry instead of Kai Havertz, they would have won the league by now.
Say that again?
If Arsenal had Henry, they would have won the league by now.
No, but there's a difference between me saying Henry and a player from the actual Klopp era.
If Arsenal had Alexis Sanchez, they would have won the league by now.
He never played under Arteta. That's another L for you.
Not quite. But I don't think Liverpool bottled the league.
اتفضل. Just get
egg on your face. Egg on your face for trying that, you fraud.
Get away from the stream.
He went there. He got Alexis Sanchez like he made a point. Hold that.
It's like if some buts and maybes.
He never played under.
Yalla type. Go. Unless you're staying, go. Are you not going?
No, I am going. Big up you
yes.
guys. I know Mo will redirect in a second. I'm gonna go start my stream.
Yeah, guys, Sam is gonna go on a rant. So you're gonna want to hear this. You gotta want to hear this, guys.
Yalla, see you guys on the other side.
See ya. Okay. Still left. It's your time. Go ahead. You were saying something about Liverpool. Sorry, he had to go.
No, look, I don't think they bottled the league. That's the thing. I because they were never expected to win the league, I don't think they bottled it. And that's the exact same thing I said about Arsenal last season. If someone's not expected to do something, I don't think you could accuse them of bottling it. But I think people will look back at Jurgen Klopp, not like Liverpool fans will look back at Klopp in one way. In 10 years' time, I think when people look back and talk about Klopp, they won't speak very well of him. They'll credit him for what he did, but I just think people will take out the context of the seasons that he had, and they'll just look and they'll say, well, he won one Premier League.
I'll tell you what, for Liverpool fans that don't believe us, look how rivals fans speak about Arsene Wenger. 3 league titles in 20 years, and they say you bottled the Champions League, you never won the Champions League, and you had an amazing team. Look at how Arsenal fans speak about him. They speak about him completely different. They speak about him in a way like he's a legend for you guys, right? We don't. I don't see the guy as a legend. The thing about Liverpool is that they keep saying that he did this, he battled Pep. But in the same breath, they tell Arsenal fans that it's not enough to battle Pep. You need to win for Arteta to prove. Like the same Liverpool fans that sit and tell me that Klopp is a legend because he challenged Pep and he won 1 league title. They tell us, well, Arteta has to win. Well, Arteta playing even against a stronger Pep than the Pep you guys won against. The Pep that you guys won against didn't even challenge you for the title. That season that you won, the 1920 season, go check Man City's point tally. They weren't even in the race at all, Man City. But then Liverpool fans tell me, but Arteta has to win, or tell Arsenal fans that Arteta has to win. I think it's crazy a little bit. I actually think that the only problem is that they haven't seen another successful manager in their lifetime that successful. So they have to clinch into it. Well, if a new manager comes in and win the league in Liverpool within 2 years, I promise you, they're going to say, yeah, Klopp is good and everything. Or maybe this guy's better.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Imagine Arne Slot comes in and wins the Premier League in the next couple of years. And then maybe wins the Champions League. I think Klopp had a harder job in terms of where he had to bring the club back from.
Yes, of course.
but I still think people will move on quite quickly. It's just the way it happens. You know, people look at Wenger and talk about 20 years, but there was a point in time where Wenger had won 3 Premier Leagues in 7 years against Alex Ferguson and one of the best United teams we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But then because he extended, you know, if Wenger had retired in 2006 in the way that Klopp has done after a decade at the club or whatever, I think people would have looked at it very differently. So, yeah, I think it's tough, but I do think Liverpool are going to fall off quite badly next season.
Like what do you mean fall off?
I don't think they'll be anywhere near a title race. They might be in a top 4 or 5 race, but just because of the teams around them. But I don't think they'll be anywhere near Arsenal and City next season.
I actually think if I don't, the problem is I don't trust Spurs, I don't trust Aston Villa, I don't trust anyone.
That's the thing.
in
That's
this
why I
league.
think they could still get top 4 next season, because you can be bad and get top 4 even this season. Not bad, but not brilliant.
Do you believe Klopp is a better manager than Pep Guardiola as a manager, as a coach?
No.
Not at all. Not even close.
No.
Because of the number of titles?
Yeah, partially, but also because I don't think Klopp could walk into a team and just win things in the way that Pep Guardiola has done. Don't get me wrong, Guardiola's had the better tools, but I do still feel like there are times where you look at Klopp and, you know, last season they were very poor, realistically. I just...
Yeah, I doubt that you can see a Pep team that poor, no matter what the circumstances are. Like Pep's poor is second.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't be struggling against the Man United team like last season to get top 4. They wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And Newcastle. Like just think about it.
Yeah, I agree. And I do actually think that Pep can change the way that he plays. And he's done well a lot of the time.
That's actually I disagree with you here, Rory. Pep was always a stubborn coach who doesn't know how to read games. He doesn't know how to read games. He has one style of play and he watches the game. Klopp is more of a cup manager. He actually changes the way he plays. Lately, Pep Guardiola has done that. Lately only, like in the last 2 years. He changed the way he plays. But before that, no.
But I mean more generally, not in terms of individual games and changing tactics within individual games. I mean more broadly in terms of the way that the City team has evolved through the years with Guardiola. I feel like he's kept ahead of the rest of the Premier League by slightly changing things throughout the seasons. I'm not sure that Klopp can do that.
Do you believe Klopp develops player better than Pep Guardiola then? This is a very question. You know why this question is? Because if we say Klopp develops player more, that means Klopp overachieved. If we say Pep develops more, now we cannot say that Pep is a checkbook manager.
I think they develop players in different ways. I think Pep develops players as players. I think Klopp develops them as into his system. So I think Pep's players can leave City and be incredibly good players at other teams. I feel like a lot of players leave Liverpool and struggle at other teams because they were developed specifically for that Klopp style and system. I mean, how many players really have left Liverpool?
But players don't leave Liverpool.
But they do.
Klopp haven't left a player before
the end of their contract. A lot of them have left when they're slightly older.
Yes, that's the difference.
They do eventually leave.
Yeah, but they don't leave when they're high. That's the difference. Like you don't think that if Trent leaves tomorrow, he would be all right somewhere else?
I think Trent probably would. But then I don't think that I think Trent has an incredibly unique skill set, which means that if you used him correctly at any club, he would work.
I actually agree with this. I think Trent is not a right back. I think he needs to be developed into a regista or a dictator in the middle of the pitch, in my opinion. He needs the right players around him, like what Pirlo had at AC Milan and Juventus. You know, he needs this kind of talent around him.
But also, how many players do we see that Pep's developed that we never even actually see at City? In terms of Cole Palmer, that Bell even got to. Clearly, he had developed an incredibly good player in Cole Palmer, but we don't even see that at Man City. So
yeah, but not a lot. But my point about it is that Pep really makes everyone gets 110% 100% out of their ability. Like, by the way, I'm not convinced that Bernardo Silva would have been this Bernardo Silva without Pep Guardiola, right?
Mhm.
I don't
Rodri.
believe Rodri would have been that guy without him. I don't believe Diaz, Akanji, Stones, Nathan Ake, all of these guys. People
Yeah.
people want to talk about these players as they are superstars. And Pep made them superstars.
I agree.
Pep made them who they are. And it's about the system, it's about keeping position, it's about the way they win, and it's all about that. And that's the thing about it. It's completely well, I believe also that Klopp did this, but Klopp does this with less players, less number of players. Salah,
Yeah.
Van Dijk. But Pep does it with everyone. Like everyone
Mhm.
that goes into that team, Pep Guardiola, most likely you will not see a lot of Calvin Phillips in Manchester
No.
City. You won't.
I agree.
But you can see a lot of them in Liverpool with Jurgen
Mhm.
Klopp. A lot of them go to Liverpool and just fail.
Yeah.
Pep
I mean, Darwin Nunez hasn't developed at all.
yeah, wrong. Well, he improved a little bit since last
Barely,
season. A
though.
little bit. He literally
But did
improved a little.
but did the rest of the team improve to the point where he's just getting more chances?
No, he's
In
not.
terms of the fundamentals of that Nunez's game, I don't think he's really much better than last season, and I don't think he's any better than he was when he was out in Portugal.
I didn't watch him at Benfica at all, by the way. Like I have no idea. Like I watched him
He
only in
looked
the
better.
Champions League. He
He
looked
looked better.
better in the
Yeah.
counter-attacking system.
Yeah, predominantly. But again, it's difficult because it's easier to look.
Ask Rory about the United game. Or Sam, don't interrupt. What does that mean? He literally said he's gonna win against Manchester United.
Yeah, unless he's talking about last night's game, but I assume he's talking about the game that we play against them. But I think we'll win.
I think you'll win as well. I don't know why. I think it would be a surprise if Man United win.
The thing is, people say to be humble. If I wasn't an Arsenal fan and I was saying that Arsenal are going to go to Old Trafford and smash United, no one would disagree, really. It's only because I'm an Arsenal fan that people have an issue with it. I think on paper, you look at the way Man United are playing right now. They conceded twice against Sheffield United.
But they scored 4 goals. And they had
But you're-
60% possession.
But you don't score 4 goals against Arsenal. That's the difference.
Yeah, I don't think Man United will score against Arsenal. I think Arsenal will win the game. Comfortably, by the way.
Yeah, same.
I believe so. GP is saying, thank you, Judge Mo, for only giving me 2 years in Nick. I don't get it. What do you mean, Nick?
That's slang for prison.
Oh, thank you so much. I actually don't. Is that slang in the UK? I never heard of this.
Yeah. In the Nick means in prison.
Okay, thank you
Or
so much. Andrew's saying, we had Origi over Nunes or Diaz. We win more games. Guys, Origi was not that good. He played 1 good game, 2 good games, one against Everton and 1 against Barcelona, but that's about it. And he scored in the Champions League final, yes. Origi is not good, so stop that. Stop having this thing that Origi is fantastic and Origi is this. Come on. It's not true. It's not absolutely true. But that's about it. If anyone else want to ask a question, because I don't think there's any other thing. Do you want to say something? Do you want to plug in something? Do you want to have something?
No, you know where to find me if you're an Arsenal fan. But one thing I will say, because I keep seeing it, and it actually is one of the most annoying things I see ever, anywhere. Jinxes are not a thing. They never have been. They never will be. I tweet things and people reply, "You've jinxed it." I say things and people reply, "You've jinxed it." I don't have control over the future. Me saying something or doing something does not control the future. If it did, I would use that ability well. I wouldn't have lived through 20 years of Arsenal not winning anything. So jinxes are not a thing.
But by the way, I think there is a tweet that you tweeted a couple of days ago.
Is it about me being an anti-jinx? Because I do keep tweeting about bringing Trossard off and then he scores.
No, there is something else. Something else you tweeted the other day, and I'm like, this is crazy. You tweeted something nuts, crazy.
What about?
I can't remember what it is, to be honest. I can't remember what it is. I'm trying to actually look for the tweet that you tweeted. You tweeted something absolutely crazy. And I'm like, Rory cannot be tweeting this. You should be triggering people.
That doesn't sound like me to tweet something.
It does.
I mean, Twitter's not a real place, so I do tweet things that...
Okay. At least you admit that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh,
a
was
real
it?
show.
Was it when I said that if Timber had been fit all
Yes,
season?
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes,
That, yeah.
yes. Is it? Where is it?
Well, it would have been on Monday night. So, but again, that I can't believe people didn't realize that was a joke. So I said,
I actually said that he's crazy.
yeah, because it was a joke. It was satire, but obviously people didn't understand it. Obviously, I don't think that if Yuri and Timber had been fit all season, we'd have won a invincible quadruple, which is what I said.
Yes, he said we would have won invincible quadruple.
Yeah,
I'm like, he can't be serious about this
no, not serious.
because he scored the goal with the under 21.
I mean, it was an amazing goal.
It is. It's a great goal.
But, yeah.
Andrew, thank you so much. How many clutch moments, Mo, off the bench, Mo? Who's Mo?
I'm not sure.
Mohamed Salah. You want Mohamed Salah to be off the bench? Absolutely not. 100% no. Where is Tom Little, Mo? Soon we'll have something. Tom Little is gonna be here Monday. Soon we'll have something with Tom Little. Hopefully we can make that happen. Mo Salah is a lot of moments of I don't know. I'm not. Why people treat me like I'm a Mo Salah like record collector or something. Like I watch Mohamed Salah like y'all. Like I don't know. I believe Mohamed Salah sits on the same table with Henry. Do you think that?
That Salah sits on the same table as Henry?
Yeah.
It's one of those where he doesn't now, but in 10 years he will.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those.
Henry won 2 Premier League titles. Salah won a Premier League and a Champions League.
Yeah, yeah. I do believe it's one of those. When people look back, again, once you take context out, but when people look back and just look at his numbers, he has to be on the same table as those people. But not right. It doesn't help that he's not playing well at the moment. It's always because people don't remember the games that Henry didn't play well. People remember the incredible moments of Henry.
He's talking to me, Andrew. You're talking to me. I don't get the super chat. It's right here in front of me. How many clutch moments, Mo, off the bench, Mo? I think you're misspelling something here, Andrew, because that question doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, we gotta end this show. I hope that Husam started. When is he starting? He's going to eat or drink or whatever, spray something. Anyway, people, this is gonna take you to Husam's show where he's gonna go on a rant. So go there, and you're gonna enjoy the rant. I hope that everybody likes the video. We're actually shameless. We're actually just less than 25 likes from 400 likes on this video. So that's fantastic. That's absolutely great. Thank you for everybody super chatted, supported the channel. Tonight why does Mateus Nunes escape banter? The guy doesn't play, Martin. He didn't play, so he definitely escapes banter because he didn't play. But that's it. Guys, appreciate you guys. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon. And we are out of here because we're running out of time.